Yeah, we're doing it again. Don't ask questions. Yeah, I don't know. I may go up a little bit.
Let's get back to your wake-up call with Phil Quinn. Brought to you by Phillips Drugs on Richmond's Classic Hits, 1017 The Point.
62 degrees here in the Whitewater Valley, and it is 6:44. Thank you for being a part of the wake-up call. We're brought to you by Phillips Drugs, your good neighbor pharmacy. Thank you to those folks watching on Facebook Live. It's on my feed, so if you're not friends with me, then what are you doing? I know what you're doing. I have had to block some people, but that's just because we're getting close to politics and political season. Jeff Lane is here. How are you?
Doing all right.
All right, very good.
Except that I'm freezing.
Yes, it's a little cold in the studio. We were telling our friends on Facebook that we've got the temperature down. It's ice cold, but if it's 90 out, we would be feeling fine in here, but it's not. It's 62.
Yes.
But here we go. I know you've got some stuff working in headlines. What's cooking?
Our lead story this morning is the return of a man wanted, who was wanted actually in Richmond for conspiracy to commit murder. His name's Larry Blackstock. He's a 41-year-old guy. Wayne County deputies went to Dayton and got him yesterday and brought him back. You may remember the case. He's accused of conspiring with two people named Ryan Carpenter and Brady Loudon to kill a local informant. The plan was to give that informant a deadly dose of heroin and fentanyl so that informant would fatally overdose and then not be able to testify against Blackstock. He is back today. President Trump, Vice President Pence, both going to be within 60 miles of Richmond today and U.S. Bank Arena downtown Cincinnati for the Keep America Great rally. And if you'd like to go, Phil Quinn, you can still do that.
Really?
Yeah, so can anybody else. Tickets are still available at Trump's website, and they're free, but here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Just because you get a ticket, it does not mean that you're going to get in. Basically, the ticket just gives you the opportunity to stand in line. Admission is going to be granted to those who are in line on a first-come, first-served basis. Doors open at 4 this afternoon.
Okay, first-come, first-served basis. What time do you think the vice president would lead off, right? What time do you think the vice president would talk?
I don't know. I would think not till
7
or so.
Right.
Yeah.
So the doors open at 4.
Yeah.
Get comfy.
I think you probably better get there. I bet there's people lined up now.
Really?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyway, if you'd like to partake in that, have at it.
And if you don't want to partake in that, sorry.
Got even more details yesterday on the Jacob Gaddis case. He's the teen who we've talked about who made the threats on Facebook to Cambridge City. The whole genesis of that threat, according to him, and this was obtained in a court document yesterday, according to him, he was robbed at gunpoint by two men during a private sale involving a cell phone, and he was upset, and that's why he says he made the post. He's still facing a criminal charge of intimidation. Earlier this year, I told you yesterday that he was accused of shooting a juvenile in Connorsville. I also dug a little bit deeper and found out that last year he was accused of attacking a police officer with a knife.
You know what? That never ends well.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, they're carrying guns.
No.
You bring a knife to a gunfight, you're going to lose. Why would you attack an officer with a knife?
I don't know.
They have jackets.
I don't know. I doubt that it was thought through that well. I don't know. Noon today is the deadline to file to run for any of several offices in Wayne County.
Really?
Yeah, that includes Town Council in Centerville, Fountain City, Cambridge City, Milton, Economy, Dublin. Nobody has filed to run in Spring Grove yet. Kind of interesting.
Huh.
I don't know.
They don't know that. A lot of people don't know about that whole situation.
Yeah,
it's a town within Richmond.
It is.
Or, I don't know, incorporated area, right?
Yeah. Chester Boulevard, Waterfall Road area.
Mm.
There is still plenty of time to register to vote in the fall election, though that does not end until October the 7th. Wayne County Foundation, they've announced that their leader is calling it quits at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Steve Borchers has been the executive director since 2005. He announced yesterday that he'll hang it up at the end of 2019. The foundation has seen a lot of growth under Borchers' leadership.
Incredible.
In terms of distributions. They do a fantastic job, and you try to, every time they release a round of grants, I always want to include it because there's so many organizations, and time just doesn't allow to do all of them, but they support dozens and dozens of Wayne County organizations that all do good work.
And they also serve as, an overseer to make sure that a lot of nonprofits are doing the work they're saying they're doing. I mean, just through the grant process, you just can't start a nonprofit and expect to get a whole bunch of money from the foundation to kind of do your operation. It's a good fiscal agent, I think, or at least a barometer. If the foundation's willing to contribute to your nonprofit, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Search committee's been organized to find Borchers' successor.
No, come on, just give it to Rachel.
Well, fine by me.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
we vote Rachel Hughes.
Yeah.
All right.
And finally, preparations underway for next week's National Night Out in Richmond. It'll be Tuesday night beginning at 5 o'clock at Elster Plaza in downtown Richmond. If you don't know what that is, National Night Out is just kind of a way for law enforcement and the community to build relationships kind of at the neighborhood level.
All you got to do to have a cool house or cool block party, invite the cops, just bring Tim Davis.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you want to hang out, he was doing some stuff with like some of the athletes, or they were doing some police academy thing or something, and all these kids are just around Tim. They're just watching him, waiting for him to do the next thing.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of a big deal.
He is. And like in multiple ways. I mean, he's just a great guy and a good presence. Okay, so here's our question today. You ready?
Yeah.
How many keys do you have on your key ring?
This is kind of strange.
Oh, really? Coming from you, strange? No. Why would I think that?
Yeah, I think I have about a dozen, but about half of those I have absolutely no idea what they go to. None whatsoever.
Why do you have them on?
I don't know. Because I'm afraid if I take them off, I'm going to
You'll find the lock.
That I think one of them is to my old house where I haven't lived in 5 years. The rest of them, I really don't know.
Wow, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
If that person is watching us on Facebook Live or listening, you know that they're going to go call the locksmith, because last thing you want is a Jeff Lane prowler.
Yeah, that would be good. How about you? I mean,
well, so one of the things, do you have your car keys on your key ring?
Yes.
So you have like a big bunch of keys all together. So I don't do that. I keep my car keys separate. So I have the car key and the little fob with it, and then the work keys and pocket knife and jump drive, and then the hidden pocket knife that looks like a key so I can take it on an airplane. That's how I roll. But we had somebody on Facebook that answered, and they said, I have a couple extra keys just to add to the jingle. And I went, well, that's kind of cool, I guess.
I don't know.
Right?
That drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Like those people
what are you talking about? She doesn't know where the keys go to. You have half a dozen you don't know what keys, what they go to. It could be like a safety deposit box that would have so much money in it that you could just retire. Right?
That's what it is, all right. Thanks for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
About that 100,000 I have tucked away.
Yeah, right. Jeff Lane, thank you. Appreciate it.
Closet has changed my
good stuff.
look a lot. Shopping at
Good
Closet
stuff.
for my back to school stuff.
All right, Facebook friends, thank you very much for hanging out with Laner and I, and we'll get back to some music. Ann Houtman, the president of Earlham College, is going to be our guest in the 8 o'clock hour. It was fantastic getting to sit down with her. It's like a 16-minute interview. We're splitting it up about 8:10, and then at about 8:25, we'll play some music and some commercials kind of in between there. If you don't have time for that, you can always download our podcast. It'll be up by about 9:15, and our podcast is at 1017thepoint.com. You can also pick it up on Stitcher and all those other places. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we're all there as well. Just search Wake Up Call. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.